Hey everyone, and welcome back. This time we're diving into something I know a lot of you are interested in, a career in property development.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It seems like one of those fields that's both, you know, potentially lucrative
Hmm.
and also like you get to make a real impact.
Right.
So we dug into RoleCatcher's guide on becoming a property developer.
Okay.
We looked at some other stuff too, and
Yeah.
let me tell you, there's some really interesting stuff to unpack here.
Yeah, you're right. It definitely requires a balance of creative vision, but also like a very strong business sense.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting how much the source material talked about shaping communities.
Right.
It's not just putting up buildings.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that because I thought that was when things got really interesting.
Okay.
Because the guide actually goes step by step through the phases of a project, and you're starting with basically nothing.
Right.
You know, a plot of land.
Literally.
And then you're part of this whole transformation from that empty space into like, an actual community.
Yeah.
Homes and business. I mean, even parks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is. It's a lot. And I think about like, the impact
Oh, yeah.
that you have.
It must be pretty cool.
I would imagine. But it can't be as simple as just like, sketching out some dream designs, right?
Oh, no, absolutely not. The guide is very clear. Yeah. Property developers are involved in every single step.
Really?
Oh, yeah. From getting the financing to dealing with all the legal stuff to marketing.
Wow.
Even long-term property management. So it's a huge responsibility, and it really speaks to the diverse skill set you need to have.
Like what else? Besides just knowing how to,
Well,
build something.
you're an entrepreneur, you're a negotiator, you're a problem solver, all in one.
Yeah, and that kind of makes me think that it must be a wild ride.
Oh, for sure.
Like all the ups and downs.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because, yeah, there's obviously huge earning potential
I mean,
when it goes well.
yeah. Yeah.
And then there's got to be some risk involved. And then long hours.
The guide is very honest about that. Those long, unpredictable hours. It's not for everyone.
No kidding.
You've got to be okay with a little bit of chaos.
Right. Like what kind of personality thrives in that? It makes you wonder.
Definitely. Right? You've got to have thick skin.
It did say that it takes a lot of upfront investment.
Oh, yeah.
Significant. So, I mean, this isn't like,
Right.
a get-rich-quick scheme.
This is serious business. You either have that capital
Okay.
or you know how to persuade people to back you.
Yeah.
Investors. Right.
Right.
But, they did say on the flip side of that,
Okay.
that there's huge potential for long-term stability. So that's pretty cool.
That is appealing.
Which is great because, as we all know, financial security is so important. And it's not all about the money or even the risk. The guide actually highlights some kind of surprising skills you need to succeed.
Really? Like what?
Negotiation, persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Those make sense.
Yeah, you're dealing with investors.
Exactly.
Contractors.
But they also talked about active listening,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, because I wouldn't think of that as like a top skill for a property developer.
Well, think about it.
Okay.
You're constantly talking to architects, city planners, community members, even like environmental groups.
Oh, so you've got to like everyone.
Get them all on the same page.
You have to listen and understand all these different viewpoints to manage those relationships,
Oh, totally.
It's a lot of like herding cats,
Yeah.
getting everyone moving in the same direction.
And then on top of that, you've got to like manage all the stages of the project. I mean, the guide did a really good job of breaking down like the career path. You start as like, what, a junior developer?
Usually.
And then you move up.
Senior developer.
And what's the difference, really? Like,
Yeah.
as you get more senior, what changes?
Well, I mean, in those early days, it's a lot of like number crunching.
Market analysis, that sort of thing. But as you gain experience, you might be overseeing entire construction projects. You're managing budgets. You're leading teams.
Oh.
You might even end up mentoring other developers,
Oh, wow.
sharing your knowledge.
Passing the torch.
Exactly.
I did think it was cool how they talked about all the different ways you can specialize.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could do residential, like neighborhoods and homes,
Mm-hmm.
or you could go commercial, like office spaces, shopping centers.
Which is a whole different ballgame.
How do you-
Totally different.
And then there's industrial, right? Which I don't even like.
Which has its own challenges, for sure.
Yeah, I bet. So there's something for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But it seems like you've really got to keep learning.
Always. Yeah.
New technologies are coming out.
Mhm.
Building practices are changing.
Sustainable building.
Right. Like, how do you keep up?
Well, that's what I was going to say. They actually made a really good point about the importance of, like, continuous learning, professional development, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because you can't just rely on what you learned, back in school.
It's a constantly evolving field, so you've got to stay on top of it.
And that makes me think, we were talking earlier about RoleCatcher
Oh, right.
and how useful it is. I mean, do you think it helps people keep up with the latest trends and all that?
I think so, yeah. It seems like they have a ton of resources on there.
Okay.
And they're always updating it. Like they had a whole section on like personalized career guidance.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because, not all job hunting websites are created equal.
This one feels different. Like
Yeah.
it's not just about throwing a bunch of generic advice at you.
Right.
It's about helping you identify your strengths,
Okay.
refine your personal brand, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because everyone's different. Everyone's got their own skills, experiences.
And different goals. Like where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Right, right. What are you passionate about? It really is amazing how much they personalize everything.
Yeah, that's what makes it stand out, I think.
One thing I kept thinking about as I was reading the guide,
What's that?
it's not just about, making money.
Right.
It's not just about climbing the ladder.
It's about more than that.
There's this real sense of purpose,
Yeah.
this idea that, property developers, they have a responsibility
Oh, absolutely.
to create spaces that benefit everybody.
Yeah,
Not just the people who are living there or working there,
totally.
but the whole community.
The bigger picture.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's really cool.
It is, and it made me think
Yeah.
imagine driving past something that you helped build
Oh, yeah.
years later,
Right.
and you see it thriving.
And it's like part of the fabric of the city now.
Yeah.
That would be amazing
Right. That's got to be so rewarding.
to see your vision come to life like that.
Yeah, exactly.
inspiring.
It is inspiring. And I think, for you listening,
Mm.
if you're drawn to this kind of work,
Yeah.
it really makes you think,
For sure.
what kind of mark.
What's your legacy going to be?
Exactly. What's your legacy? What are you going to build?
What kind of impact are you going to have?
It's a big question.
It is.
But it's an exciting one.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
What?
We've talked a lot about RoleCatcher today.
We have. They've got a lot of great resources.
They really do.
And their guide is a great place to start if you're serious about this.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
It's all about, empowering you,
Yeah, giving you the tools you need
the knowledge
to make it happen.
to make an informed decision about your future.
Exactly.
So go out there, explore your options.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to dream big.
Dream big. Build that dream career.
One brick at a time.
I love it. One brick at a time. This has been awesome. Thanks for diving in with us.
This is a good one.
Until next time, everyone.